Hey guys, it's the Gundam Boy, and today this video is sponsored by no one! But today we're going to be taking a look at all the mines and some tips to using them. So we'll get right into it. So today we're going to be looking at the anti-person, fart bombs, hockey pucks, and spicy jalapeno. So we have the anti-personnel mines, and when this thing comes up and spins, it throws all of its bombs right around. Just make sure you're not too close to it. So what do? Well, they explode, clearly. On the bug front, this thing has no problem. On the bug front, this thing has no problem ripping up the enemy's vanguard. Expect the faster bugs like scavengers and hunters to set the mines off. But if they are the pouncer variant, expect them to jump right over the mines. So here's a diagram. Here's your mines, here's you, here's the pouncer. Ooh. I think my favorite thing about the mines is that they just blow off those stupid spearers' faces. I hate them so much! But when it comes against the entire chaff of the bugs, it has no problem. But expect things like chargers to run right through, setting them all off, clearing a path. But even though they run through and set them all off, they tend to blow their own asshole out while they walk through it, leading them to bleed out or in some cases just die straight up. Because shortly after this behemoth walked through all the mines, he died off screen. When it comes against the automatons, I would say that the mines are perfect for dealing with things like devastators and berserkers, because when they step on it, it doesn't take too much for it to kill them. I expect things like troopers to weave between the bombs if there's too much of the mines that's been displaced, but when it comes against things like the devastators, it's just too reliable. And to people who really hate scout striders, do take note that the anti-personnel mine does kill them pretty easily. So the major thing you want to keep in mind though when you're going up against the bots and using mines is that they shoot a lot, which means they'll shoot a lot of the mines on the ground, especially if you're at a lower elevation where they're trying to shoot where they think you are, because they start ripping all those mines up right off the ground. And because they're so trigger happy, these bots will literally spray the earth and just nuke all your mines, so make sure you're not standing too close to it. And this problem comes from the fact that the tower that spins all the mines everywhere is detected as an enemy in their eyes. Any of the flying enemies like the elevated ones are immune to mines due to the fact of them not walking because they're lazy, but when it goes up against the voteless, all it takes is one little fuck up and they'll all blow themselves up. And that adaptive armor can only do so much for that giant Q-tip wielding motherfucker. When he steps on a mine, he's gone. And I'm talking real good. Like, I thought this guy was gonna go walk to that mine, instead he died before I could even see it. I think the only thing that's a threat to your mines is gonna be the elevated one's grenades, because he drops those things all over the place like it's candy. Next up, we have the incendiary mines, and could you guess what they do? I don't think you can. I don't know if you know, but they leave fire on the ground. I mean, that's pretty much it. They explode and they leave fire on the ground. But on the bug front, these explosions leave a big old fire stain on the ground, working so well on the bug front since these bastards are so wide that they set off the mines by accident. But the fact that they don't shoot is probably why the mines work so well on these guys. You don't have to worry about them exploding your bombs prematurely. Most of the chaff on the bug front will die pretty quickly as soon as they touch one of these fire bombs. And even if they do survive the initial blast, all the fire was going to drain all their health. The only bugs I can think about being a problem would be things like impalers and bile spewers that might set the bombs off with their motor shots or their tentacles. And on the bot front, it's driving me fucking bonkers because these guys don't stop shooting and they're just killing themselves. But all the chaff on the bot front, if they start setting all the bombs off because one of them fucking sneezed and their trigger went off, expect a lot of them to die. But the great thing about the fire being spread across the entire map is that it will kill most of the troopers, unless they sneak up on you, motherfucker. And against the Illuminate, it is a burn, baby, burn. A lot of the zombies are dead, and the overseers, even though they may act tough, will eventually get burned out too. But guess who we can't do anything with the mines for? That's right, this guy! So next up we have the anti-tank mines. The little hockey pucks that get lobbed from this thing are really big, and the fun thing about it is that they have a little Helldiver skull on top of it. But if it wasn't clear, it's for killing tanks, so we'll get right into it. So on the bug front, things like the behemoth charger, expect them to die in 2 or 3 mines. It's kind of hard to tell because these guys run right through it and the mines feel super slow when they set. When going up against the impaler, I had to remind him that I'm over here because as he was walking over into the minefield, he completely forgot what he was doing and turned around. So when I shot him to remind him that I'm over here, he stepped on a mine and died instantly. So, anti-tank mines, good for impalers. But against the Bile Titans, let me just say, it is really hard to get an anti-tank mine to work if they're really spread out. Like tank mines, you think about the history of it, they're good for taking out tanks because that big flat surface touches them, while the guy you're trying to blow up walks on 4 chopsticks. So if you can't get him to step on it, the best you can do is shoot at it so that the blast will hurt him, because I was able to kill him with a couple of shots. But good luck trying to get him to die from stepping on the mines because those legs are just too thin. My favorite use of the anti-tank mines on high difficulties is to take out specifically Hulks, because we know how annoying those guys can be when they all come in 5s. And when it goes up against the automaton tanks, surprise, surprise, it kills these guys in 1 shot. When it comes against Factory Striders, though, the same problem arises with every other bot. They shoot a lot, and that shooting a lot can lead to them taking out the few anti-tank mines that you have, making a clear path for them to walk through, because those chin guns and top turret don't stop firing. But the mines are fully capable, like I said before, of killing this guy. It's just a matter of trying to lead him into it, because he's super slow and will destroy a lot of stuff. Going up against this Factory Strider, though, he decided to step a foot back, so I'm gonna just do it for him. So, Harvesters have the same problem that the Bile Titan has. Burns out anti-tank mines don't work too well against enemies that stand 2 stories tall, especially this dude. But if you do get a direct hit with the mine, it can kill him pretty quickly. And even though the lighter units don't activate the mines, if they're still standing close to it, you can shoot it and set it off, killing them and taking out pretty big chunks of hordes of bots and bugs. So, last thing we have on the mine list is the gas mines, which are my personal favorite. And I know I did cover this already in my last video, but it's a part of the video guide itself, so some things are going to be covered again. On the bug front, this thing is amazing, especially in cities for just blocking off certain directions, so bugs get lost in there. Most of the smaller chaff enemies will die within the gas, but I wouldn't be surprised if something like a Bile Spear survived, or something as big as a Bird Commander. And these guys. And the nice thing about these gas mines is if there's a bug breach, you could just throw this right on top of it and you can block that entire direction off so you can run away. And the fun thing about it being gas means that when impalers try to do their tentacle moves, if they touch the gas itself, they will go back away because gas shuts down tentacles. Right on the money! And the gas mines make the bugs feel so easy when you have them. Oh, and that sense of ease carries over into the bot front because all the enemies love to just walk right through your gas, confusing them. And since the only enemy that can call for backup on the automaton front are these tiny ass bots, if they walk through that gas, they're guaranteed to die. And even though the gas doesn't kill the Hulk, it still does its little bit of damage and confuses it. But to the person who said that it can still damage things like tanks, I'm not waiting for an entire tank or Factory Strider to choke on gas to die. Like, come on, are you really gonna spend an entire mission waiting for a Hulk to choke on the gas? No, you're gonna shoot him with the recoilless. And even if you're on the higher difficulties where the Armored Scout Striders show up, they can still choke on the gas and die too. Just slower than I think the normal one. Any moment. Any moment now. He's almost there. It's gonna happen soon. There we go. And against the Illuminate Voteless, let me just say, these mines are awesome, because you could use this thing in an offensive situation, just throw right in front of you, and everybody starts running in random directions, choking. And this is a good way to disorientate Overseers from shooting you and chasing you with their giant Q-tips, because the gas will mess them up, and it will give you an opening to either run or just gun them down. And if you can hit the elevated ones with the gas, you can watch as they veer off in a random direction while they're high off the smoke fumes, throwing grenades at what they think is a Helldiver. One day we'll have something that bomb you guys out of the air. But that's it from me. You guys have a great day. Like, comment, subscribe, and